Yeah, play some. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's start with music. Yeah. Yeah, do a little. Well, greetings everyone from home. It's good to see you, and hopefully, it's good for you to kind of see the sanctuary again. We're delighted to have you. Thank you again for joining us tonight. We are going to give you an overview of live streaming, and we'll also give you a glimpse too as to what worship should look like if, in fact, you come back in June. So, first off, what exactly is live streaming? So everything, it's exactly what we're doing tonight. So everything that I'm doing live here in the flesh you will be able to watch it in real time at home. And this is great because if you go on vacation, you can bring your church with you. If you get, if you have to work remotely, you can take us with. So truly, no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you will be able to worship with your community. So, and of course, all of the people who have worshiped with us over the past year plus, so relatives and whatnot that you've invited to church with you this past year can also continue to have that relationship with our church. So it's an exciting day in the life of First Congregational, and we're delighted to, and I better say this right away, and they probably won't like this. This is not on the script, but Keith is right here, and he has just put a ton of time and effort, blood, sweat, tears into making this live stream possible. And so we give thanks. Mr. Jeff as well there, so much time, energy, effort, expertise, and we give thanks. Also, Brian Buss has done the electrical work for us, and we could not be here without him. So we give thanks for Brian as well. I kind of feel like I'm doing announcements back in church, so I'm getting back on the bike there. When I started thinking about live streaming, when we first began discussions of it, I was picturing like a big, giant camera in the middle here and like just this imposing thing that would like make noise and whatnot. And none of that lived to be true. If you walk into the sanctuary and you didn't know where to look for the cameras, you probably wouldn't see them. Or as we start heading back to the sanctuary, you'll see it momentarily and then you'll forget it's there. So nothing is unsightly, it's all very seamless. So be assured that the church still looks the same. So let's see. And how will you get live streaming from home? In all the ways that you've been worshiping with us this past year plus. So if you click the link on the weekly email, we'll still continue to do that. We'll put it on our church website, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel in the same ways that you have this past year. You will be able to see us there. So without further ado, take it away.
So what you're seeing now is in the overflow room area, we've created a production desk, and it's not very attractive right now. It's sort of a prototype as we learn to get how it is to set all this stuff up. But this is right in front of the elevator, if you can picture that. So this is where all the controls are. You can see there's a couple of monitors, and so you'll see kind of how things work. Most of this is set up with presets ahead of time. So it's a lot of, once it's all programmed, it's a lot of push button. So with that in mind, we'll be looking for people who might be interested in helping out. And the other thing that you'll see in our streaming sort of covenant, if you will, is permission for us to learn and grow, because this is a lot to learn to do. So it's not going to be perfect for a little bit until we kind of figure out where we're at. And right now it's going to take me a second because I'm going to change to some different scenes so you can kind of see where things are at. And some of this, I apologize, will be a little bit jumpy as we kind of jump around to some of the presets. So there you see Keith over there. And now I'm going to kind of jump up so you can get an idea of where these cameras are at. Again, I apologize a little bit. Go forward. So I'll zoom in a little bit here. And again, the light is kind of in the way, but you can see the speaker. There's a camera. That's how big they are. They're very small. This is a you're seeing that camera. It's on the north wall, and let me switch this other camera so you can see and so now you're seeing the west wall. There's a camera there. So that's about how big they are, like a small coffee can, if you will. They're not really very big. And then other additions that we've added, I'll swing forward, and you'll see coming up here. Again, apologize here. We did install a new projector. There it is. So there's a new projector that's mounted up there. So when we need to project the choir, until we can have the choir in person, there's a new screen that will, you'll barely even notice, but we can lower it with remote control, and we can switch into that. And with that, we will take you back to Pastor Beth, and she's going to explain a little bit about the safe zones in the sanctuary.
So we are aware that not everyone will, feel comfortable in being on camera, or for a variety of reasons might just not be able to be recorded. So we want to be mindful of that, and we're creating something called a yellow zone. So in the back, can we show the... Typically, you will not be on camera, so this is just a one-time deal here. Carol is a fugitive running from the law, so she does not want to be on camera, but just for tonight only, we're going to just show where that yellow zone is. And it'll be no questions asked as to why you're sitting in the back 3 pews there, but just find that to be your safe home, and ushers will know how to point you in that direction, and we'll have plenty of maps as well. All right. Now, you might also be wondering, well, what about children, and what safeguards do we have with children? So typically we have children come on forward or run forward, and typically I'm sitting faced out here Hey, Carol. Cool. Oh, awesome. Kind of like a kiss cam, but at church? Yeah. Oh, oh, 22. Awesome. Well, they should come forward for children's time. Come on forward. And here, our emphasis will be just like it is for schools when teachers take pictures. The camera will be on me or on the activity of what we are doing. We're not focusing on children's faces. We may, of course, catch a child's face, but the emphasis will truly be on kind of what I'm doing. And most children are facing me as well, so naturally their head is kind of to the back. So we will continue to learn and will continue to grow, as Jeff said earlier, and we just invite you to share thoughts and concerns that you have that we might not yet have been aware of. So again, a true learning process. All right, Mr. Jeff. Keith?
The whole idea is to get some idea on how the audio is going to sound. The light is on in our house of prayer, burning bright, though no one's there. It shines to light an empty room, consumes the darkness and the gloom. And through the window its light will pass, its beam of light through colored glass, a beacon in a dark and empty sky, reminding us this darkness will pass by.
And we wanted to just really emphasize, too, that whether you are someone who's wanting to come back in person in June, when we start back on June 6th, if you're someone who's just ready to tear down the door and get in here with us, we completely welcome you. And if you are still a little hesitant, or for whatever reason you might choose to worship with us remotely, you need to do what is comfortable, what makes sense for you. If you should be sick one morning, we just again ask that you respect you and the community and truly stay home. We have live streaming now, so you'll be able to watch from your couch, and that will be exciting. But there is also just such a compelling reason to be here in the flesh. If you are feeling comfortable, feeling willing to venture out now, just the sense of community that we know of this place. And I think you'll still be able to feel that from home, but to be here and praying together, listening to music live is certainly a true gift after so long apart. So if you want to come to worship in person, absolutely come. There will be plenty of seats available to you, so we will, I'm sure, not run out. So come, come, come. We will be seating every other pew. We walked it, and that is 6 feet. So every other pew, there'll be a little bit of distance between one another. We also will ask that you come in, and we're going to create a one-way traffic flow. So when Carol comes in for worship, she's going to come in the Pine Street entrance, the parking lot entrance. And this is a kind of a new traffic flow than even what we discussed prior, but you'll come through the Apple School, so you'll come straight in and then go up the stairs kind of in the middle of our building, and that'll get you out right by right here. So that will be the most efficient flow to get into the sanctuary. We do ask that bathrooms also will be kind of one person or one member of a household, or 2 people if you're in the same household. So bathrooms, one per person. We really can't fit in more than one. So thank you for understanding that. We will continue to wear masks, and we will be socially distancing. I know that is so tough to do in a church when we see each other and when we've been apart. Just do whatever you can to try to refrain from embracing and all that kind of thing, so that we can do it in the future together. So let's see. When June hits, one sad thing is that we will not be able to sing, or we won't have any congregational singing. And so I know that that's a way of worshiping for so many of you, and we'll continue to miss that for some time. It's really it's a super spreader, and even if you have the mask on. So we will be entertaining, that's not the right word. I'm not used to doing live things here. I'm used to being able to be like, okay, cut it off, delete that, try again. So we're all learning. But we will still have music, we will still have prayer, we will still have preaching. There is a lot for you to that awaits us then in June. And I think the biggest thing is this is a learning time. This is a completely new time, and we are not the same people that we were when we left this building more than a year ago. And so we're all going to learn together. We're in this together. We're committed to this church, and it's going to be awesome, right, Keith? Yep. Okay, good. I like being able to have response. This is really great, so thank you. All right. Anything? Oh, and then after worship has concluded, we will have you process out the main doors. So Carol will just take herself out the main doors there, those North Chicago doors there. So perfect. Anything else? Okay. Should I do a benediction? Carol, go forward into the world to serve God and love one another. May the peace of Christ be with you always. Amen. Amen. What about a postlude?